Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour. Welcome back. This is the final segment of Fate Mag Radio here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. My guest tonight is Stephen Myers. I cannot believe this is the final segment, Stephen. I have enjoyed this.
Oh, so have
But,
I.
but we were talking during the break, and I was telling you that specifically with those H blocks in Peru, my husband is amazed by those because he said that would be impossible for anyone to do with hand tools. They almost had to be CNC produced. And I find that interesting because he never has an opinion about this stuff. Right? I mean, he's amazed by it, but he never just flat out says that couldn't be done. And you and I were talking about, physical science is real. There are some things that you simply cannot do. There are others that you can show repetition and demonstrate your principle. That's what you're talking about, right?
I am. I'm familiar with the H blocks down in Peru. They're fairly large, about 3 feet high, and they have some unique cuts on them, some inside corner cuts, if you will, that as your husband, a machinist, acknowledges the reality that it can't be done by hand. And it has never been demonstrated to be done by hand. So traditional historians say, oh, yeah, these primitive people that lived in huts used rocks and pounded them together and made these precision stone cuts, but their stories aren't accompanied with demonstrations. So it is another remarkable high technology from ancient times that it hasn't been demonstrated, and in fact, it's a type of mystery.
Well, some of the ideas floated are, oh, well, they melted this and that's how they got it so tight. And, well, then the lines wouldn't be straight.
That's correct.
I sit there and I listen to these theories and I greatly respect the people who are putting them forward, but they're fallacies.
They are. Yeah, I've heard that there was a plant, but they don't know what plant it is. That if you rub it on stone, it makes the stone soft, and then, but it's just. I'd rather say it's not known than to come up with a story that can't be demonstrated. So
Unknown is
those stone
okay.
blocks are amazing, and it's just amazing, mind-boggling.
It is. But it's okay to say, I don't know.
It is okay. It's better to say, I don't know, than to know something that's incorrect. So yeah, that's, what was his name? Mark Twain said that.
Mark Twain.
It's better to be ignorant of something than to know something that just isn't so. And it's hard to overcome that. If you know something that isn't correct, it's really hard to overcome that. Computers can do that. They just write over a file, or you can delete a file, but you can't delete something in your mind as easily. It's very difficult to overcome.
It is. And, computers will only produce a product if their code is right.
That's correct.
They won't just randomly create things. And they will reject something if it's not.
What I like is the idea of spare parts. You can go to get a spare part for your car, for your computer, and everything else, and the spare part looks just like the part that you're replacing,
exactly.
in your engine. So go down to the Egyptologist, and I wish I could do this. I have $17 million, and I want to purchase a spare part. I want to purchase a casing stone. Can you make me one? And wave the check in front of their face and see if they could do it. But they couldn't do it.
You would have to specify, could you make me that? in the same manner as the original.
Right. Make me that in the way you say it was made. Oh, well, we can't do that, but we say working people could do it all day long. So it's strange.
Well,
It really is.
I just don't know what to make of this because I know Egyptologists. I know people who are into the Ministry of Antiquities level interest in artifacts and such as that. And I don't really know an Egyptologist in real life who says that men, made by hand those case stones.
Oh yeah,
So I know that's what is expounded, but I've never had someone who actually does that tell me that.
It says
So,
it, yes. All I have a different experience. All of their books, when they talk about how pyramids were made, show illustrations, not real demonstrations, of people pounding on stones to produce precision stonework. So it's certainly a subject probably that I'm more into than you, that aspect. But that is their story. That's the company line of Egyptology, is that it was done using hand tools all day long by working people, but experts like Egyptologists can't do it.
well, I'm very disappointed that nobody has ever brought forth a hand wrought case stone. Maybe I can find someone to talk to me to explain why that's so.
Ask one. Yeah.
I will.
Ask them, how come a 70-ton payload hasn't been moved on or off of a barge? That's another thing they've never done. All Egyptologists agree barges were used to move the 70-ton payloads because the quarry is 400 miles upstream, if you will.
Right.
So that they say that was done, but they can't do that, certainly. Also, Egyptologists can't move a stone, a full-size stone, around the corner of a spiral ramp because it can't be done, not effectively. Also, Egyptologists say, well, they had to move a stone every 2 minutes. So that means let's have Egyptology move 2 stones in 4 minutes. Well, they can't do it, but working people could do it all day long, year after year. But Egyptology has never done any of these pivotal aspects using full-size stones to ever demonstrate how the Great Pyramid was built.
I'm going to say that lends credence to your take on this experience.
I do. I have a take, and that is what don't believe Egyptologists when they talk about how the Great Pyramid was built, because a lot of the things that they say are absolutely incorrect. It's like 17th century information that they're just retelling here in the 21st century.
And it's really something because now we have the methodologies in place to be able to do a great part of that.
Yeah. All you need is a Abrams A1 tank. They weigh 70 tons, or a locomotive, and take the wheels off of those things and drag it up a dirt ramp and then set it in place within 1 centimeter of where it needs to go. And all these people, like myself, will go back into the woodwork. Get a bunch of Egyptologists with strong backs and pull a 70-ton locomotive up a ramp and set it in place, up a dirt ramp. But
even on the logs, that weight would disintegrate the logs.
Oh, of course it would. Everybody knows that, except for experts. They're the last ones.
It's just amazing to me. Well, you know what? I like that you have gone to all of the work, all of the research, and put so much time and treasure into working to get your information right. and working to get the knowledge out that this is the probability. And I also greatly admire that your goal is not self-promotion, but that your goal is to make sure that people have clean energy and are able to have better lives, to be able to get water distributed in a safe and healthy manner. You know, the reasons that you are doing what you're doing, as frustrated as you get with the powers that be that espouse other theories, your goal, almost to the point of tunnel vision, is to help other people. And I choked you up. I got you all choked up.
Yeah, you did. You choked me up there.
But you know, it's and I am sorry that you're sick. Just so people know, he is sick, and he has done this show because it mattered that much to him. So, you know, I am so touched and thrilled that you took the time and went through 2 hours worth of talking with the cough that you have. It's going everywhere. It's across the country. Everyone I'm talking to either has it or knows people that do. But I love the reason that you do your work. And
Right.
I think the books are fantastic. And as he said, they're on Kindle. And you actually have one, if I'm not mistaken, that is a Kindle Unlimited book.
Yeah, they both are. So
They
if you
both
got
are?
Kindle Unlimited, you can get them for free. That's why I'm broke.
Well, I don't think that will last for long. I think that this is something that people are just, you know, we're getting you out there. We're getting the information out there, working with you to do that. And I think it matters that much, Stephen. And I want to thank you for being somebody that's going to battle over this stuff, trying to get the technology replicated.
Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully, we will get some substantial funding, or maybe even someone like Bill Gates or the guy that owns Amazon.com will consider it like a what they call a Hail Mary um, uh, thing to fund. You know, something that they might consider to be a big return, but possibly far fetched. But if we can get something like that, some type of funding, then we can develop this research and the technology to build these water pumps in the here and now.
Well, you know what? There's nothing ventured, nothing gained. And this is something that will alter the lives of so many people. As I said, you know, North Africa, it's tough enough. Central and South Africa, I have friends that go over there and dig wells every break they get to
Yes.
go and build wells for communities in Africa because there's no clean water for miles.
Right.
Villages, I mean, entire villages don't have any. And so I think
No
that's a pretty
infrastructure.
amazing thing.
Yeah, no electricity, no infrastructure,
No
and
infrastructure, nothing to help them.
yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. I think our goals, you know, with our foundation are the same as the goals of the people that actually built the Great Pyramid. So
I do too.
hopefully, the things we're making progress every day in our research facility, and I hope that we can get it going in the near future.
I hope so too. Thank you for being with me tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
And for those listening, again, Stephen's website is www.thepump.com. Check it out. Org. .org. So it's perfect. It's got the videos, it's got the book information, it has the background information on why they're doing it, and the organization, in case Bill Gates is listening or any other one person that wants to be tossing some money to help the world, is the Pharaoh's Pump Foundation. So,
yes.
Thank you, Stephen.
Oh, thank you so much for this wonderful experience.